Jimin's secret message to fans. The heart-wrenching truth, the quiet twilight in New York City that night will unexpectedly become the backdrop for a moment that will make an impression on the hearts of millions of people. Among the sparkling lights of the city and the hustle and bustle of the fans who filled every corner of the event location, a small, simple, yet so deep moment occurred. Jimin, one of the most beloved members of BTS, suddenly stood in front of thousands of ARMY with slightly glassy eyes, a low but firm voice. No big announcement, no dramatic effect, just him and a truth he's been holding onto for so long. He raised the microphone slowly, sighed, then said, "I hope you know, not everything I can share. But today, I want to be a little more honest." The sentence made the atmosphere instantly silent. The fans held their breath, waiting for the continuation of something that felt like the beginning of an emotional confession. "There were times," he continued, "where I felt distant, even when I'm on stage. I smile, dance, sing, but there is a part of me that feels empty." The words came out slowly, almost like a whisper, but felt like lightning that struck the hearts of his listeners. Many did not expect that Jimin, a figure who is always cheerful and loving to fans, keeps wounds and loneliness that deep. Then, he revealed something he'd never said before, about the pressure, about the fear of failure, about the tearful nights he spent alone in a hotel room. "Sometimes I wonder, am I enough? Am I still worthy of all this love?" he said softly. For a moment, he looked down, calming himself. Tears flow slowly, not out of weakness, but because of the courage to open the wounds that he had covered with a smile. However, the main message is not about suffering. Jimin wanted to convey something much bigger, about hope. "You may never know," he said, "but when I read your messages, when I saw you singing together, that's what saved me. You are the one who makes me get up every day." He then opened his jacket slowly, revealing a small piece of cloth sewn inside. As it turned out, it was a piece from BTS's first concert banner that he kept from the beginning. "I always carry it with me, as a reminder that I'm not alone," she said with a wistful smile. The moment brought ARMY to tears together, feeling a bond that was more than idols and fans, but best friends who healed each other. In the end, he closed his message with one sentence that felt so deep: "If you've ever felt alone, remember I've been there too. But we have each other now." The sentence is like a warm embrace on a cold night, like a light in the midst of endless darkness. Armies around the world flooded social media platforms with messages of love, support, and gratitude. Many wrote of their personal stories, how Jimin's music has been a solace in the darkest times of their lives. And it was from there that it became apparent that Jimin's secret message was not only about him, but about all of us, about the wounds we secretly carry, and the love that secretly heals after that night of tears and honesty. The atmosphere among the ARMY was never the same. Jimin's words resonate, not just as an expression of an artist's personal feelings, but as a symbol of how deep the relationship between himself and the fans is. And as it turns out, that emotional confession is just the beginning of a much bigger journey. A few days after the incident, a short clip went viral on social media. In the video, Jimin is seen sitting in the corner of a studio, with a piece of paper and an acoustic guitar beside him. The soft light of the afternoon framed her silhouette, and although there is no voice in the video, her facial expressions tell a lot about longing, struggle, and the desire to constantly give. ARMY speculated that Jimin was writing a new song. But not just an ordinary song, but a song that became the answer to his previous emotional message. Not long after, the speculation was confirmed by Big Hit's internal sources who leaked that Jimin was indeed working on a special song titled "To Those Who Stayed," a tribute to those who chose to stay, to those who still love him even though he is not always perfect. Even more surprising, Jungkook was involved in the production of the song. In a behind-the-scenes video shared on the Weverse platform, Jungkook is seen sitting in the recording room, arranging Jimin's vocal effects and discussing the emotional nuances of the song. The moment gave rise to a new wave of emotion among fans, especially those who have followed the two's journey of closeness over the years. Jungkook said in the clip, "I know how he feels. I was at that point too. That's why I want this song to be honest." not to perfect, but to touch. A simple sentence, but so deep it made the ARMY cry in silence. The emotional closeness between Jimin and Jungkook isn't just about being best friends, but as someone who understands each other in a silence that cannot be explained in words. A few weeks later, the song To Those Who Stayed was finally released. And sure enough, the song wasn't just music, it was a love letter, an apology, a thank you, and a warm hug that felt right down to the recesses of the heart. His lyrics touch on the deepest side of anyone who has ever felt broken, lost, or abandoned. There is a section that reads, "I once drowned in silence, but you stayed there, looking at me. I said nothing, but you heard everything." Each of his verses is like a silent dialogue between Jimin and the fans, a heart-to-heart communication. Jungkook also contributed vocals to the chorus, creating harmonies that not only touched the ears, but also thrilled the soul. The public reaction was overwhelming. The song instantly shot to the top of the charts in over 90 countries in just 12 hours. But more than numbers and accomplishments, what makes the song so monumental is its impact on its audience. Many wrote in the comments that the song helped them through a difficult period, that they felt heard, understood, and not alone. Jimin's secret message is no longer a secret. It has been transformed into a song, into an invisible hug, into a small light for anyone lost in the dark. And more than that, this moment has marked a new chapter in BTS's journey, not just as a global music group, but as humans embracing each other's wounds and sticking together. When the song To Those Who Stayed began to play on various radios and fill streaming playlists around the world, the mood of its listeners changed. Not only because of the beauty of the melody or the harmony of the vocals that come together between Jimin and Jungkook, but because of the raw emotion that is contained in each of his notes. The song seemed to wrap the listener in a blanket of invisible warmth, remind them that staying afloat is not weakness, but courage. Many fans started making reaction videos, recording their tears, or writing lengthy essays on their personal blogs about how much the song helped them survive. An ARMY from Brazil wrote that he felt embraced by Jimin's voice in the song, as if the idol was speaking directly to him in the solitude of the night. A fan in Korea said that the song became the reason he decided not to give up on life. Most poignantly, a soldier who was serving in the ARMY wrote an open letter on Weverse. He said that the song helped him stay strong in the midst of loneliness and tremendous mental stress. In the letter he wrote, "I can't see the stars where I am right now, but when I hear your voice, Jimin, I know I'm not alone." The letter went viral. And unexpectedly, Jimin reciprocated. On Weverse, Jimin wrote a short message, "I read your letter. Thank you for holding on. I send you all my spirit." The response shocked the ARMY community. Jimin is known as a sensitive and caring person, but rarely gives such direct responses. And this time, he chose to greet one person personally, who turned out to represent thousands and even millions of hearts of the same fate. Meanwhile, in an impromptu live session that Jungkook held a few nights later, he also talked a bit about their experience working on the song. With disheveled hair and a gray hoodie that added a warm, casual air, he said in a soft voice, "When we were writing that song, Jimin and I kept a lot of quiet. We didn't talk much, but we know how we feel." Jungkook stared at the camera for a while, then added, "There was a time when one hug, one song, or one sentence can change your day. This song can do that, then I am grateful." That night, Jungkook's broadcast was watched by more than 12 million people in less than 2 hours. The comments that flooded the screen were filled with crying emoticons, purple hearts, and words of thanks in different languages. In the midst of everything popularity, pressure, busy schedule, world expectations, Jimin and Jungkook show that they still have the same heart, a heart that chooses to love, even from a distance.